You better be in the house when them street lights come on. Ain't that what your mama used to tell you? But I bet you when she told you to stay out the streets, she had no idea that the YouTube streets would take over the world. Uncle Juice, public figure Boogie, Baby Down So Raw, Detroit Gossip, and the most dangerous voice in Detroit, Dawgface TV.
Bitch, I talk more shit than Dawgface.
They running shit from coast to coast. Welcome to the Danger Zone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. My name is Dawgface Calderon. What said that? I ain't even got started yet. Niggas already comment on this shit. My name is Dawgface Calderon. I want to welcome you to Real Life Unfiltered. Shout out to the people at Real Life Street Stars. My homie Jeff. Shout out to everybody at Real Life Street Stars who believed in Dawgface. Because, you know, Real Life Street Stars, I'm like one of the first podcasts that they ever let go live on their platform. Memphis, Tennessee is in the motherfucking building. I'm glad you are here because we have to discuss a little bit later Hernandez Gold Van. We got to discuss that shit. How y'all doing, man? Hey, listen, I don't call my chat. I call my chat the dog pound. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? For those of you who don't know, my name is Dawgface Calderon. I am the most dangerous voice in Detroit. I got me a red cup right here. We're going to be sipping all night. We got some shit to talk about. How y'all feel, man? Shout out to everybody. Dallas. Oh, hey, listen. I was just in Dallas about 2 weeks ago. And what's that restaurant I went to, the soul food joint? Sweet Georgia Browns. I was at Sweet Georgia Browns. I believe that's on the south side of Dallas, ain't it, if I'm not mistaken? Am I correct, brother? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Big homie, which big homie? Big homie from Detroit? Which one? Shout out to everybody who in the building. Y'all know what it is. It's Dawgface Calderon. I'm not going to hold y'all up. We're going to jump right into it. Hey, listen. First of all, if you want to talk to me, here's a new component here. There is the call-in number. You can call in and talk to Dawgface. Let me get into the overall episode first before y'all start calling. You know how you niggas be. You niggas get to calling and calling and calling. You call, I'm answering the motherfucking phone. I'm going to let y'all say what y'all got to say. But if you say some bitch ass shit, you know I'm kicking your bitch ass off. So just know that. Listen. First thing, speak on Big Homie CC, man. Don't duck it. What about Big Homie CC? You know, Big Dude. What about him? What about Big Homie CC and Dugar? Well, tell me about him. Jackson, Mississippi's in the motherfucking building. Cleveland is in the motherfucking building. Cleveland is in the motherfucking building. Jackson, Mississippi is in the building. Detroit in the building. Van Dyke and Harper's in the building. What's up, though, East Side? Y'all know what it is. Almighty East Side. Oak Cliff is in the building again. Memphis, Tennessee is in the building. LA is in the building. Check in, man. Hey, listen, man. Check in. Say where you from. Drop your location in here, and I'm going to shout y'all out. That's what we do. You know what it is. St. Louis in the building. The Louis in the building. Hey, listen. Every time listen. Here's a little known fact. When I travel, I like to go to the soul food restaurants. Of course, Tampa Bay is in the building. The almighty Black Taliban gang. I'm a Progress Village baby in Tampa. Shout out to all my Tampa people. Bruh. T. Lee, Price Scott, Ken, Buck Salsa, Milkman, City Boy, Tom G. I fuck with Tampa. Tampa's like my second home. Houston, Texas is in the building. Millerville, PA is in the building. Compton, California is in the building. Now listen, I've been told that motherfuckers in California are a bit aggravated with me. California and New York. I've been told that motherfuckers in Compton are a little bit offended with me. Each one in the building. But y'all know what it is, man. Jersey's in the building. Come on. Who in the building? I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Let me type this in here for y'all, man. I need y'all to like this shit, share it, and subscribe. Don't just come on here and just pop shit with me, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Tap in, man. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Dog, hey, listen, I'm letting this shit warm up. If you leave, you in motherfucking trouble. Because tonight, I'm going to pop my shit so heavy. You're going to regret. I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. I don't call my chat. I call my chat the dog pound, right? Because in my chat, I don't censor Milwaukee tapping in. Shout out to, what's the comedian cat? Oh, Real Street Comedy, representing the great city of Milwaukee. Shout out to everybody who tapping in, man. Come on, tap in. I need y'all to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. I need to get this motherfucker up to 100 motherfucking viewers before I kick this shit. Y'all not gonna want to miss this. Y'all see the title. Y'all know what it is. And I put a call-in number. Somebody call in right now and see if I'm bullshitting. Call in. Right there, under my name, Dawgface, right there. Call in. We got the call-in hotline. Yeah, y'all can call in and pop y'all shit. I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Real Life Street Stars. Shout out to Propane Media. Shout out to the Dog Pound. Shout out to the YouTube Streets, Public Figure Boogie, Baby Owl So Raw, Uncle Juice, Detroit Gossip. Shout out to everybody. Big Meech is not in the building and can't never get in the building. This nigga's ignorant, bro. This nigga's ignorant. Who calling in? Caller, talk to me, caller. What's up with you?
Hey, it's Dr. Mommy from the Chatterbox Studio, and I finally caught alive.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing tonight?
I've been binge watching you. I'm doing perfect, like you everything. You are what YouTube needed.
Well, I appreciate that, and I hope that you continue to enjoy my content. I want to apologize to you in advance because tonight I'm going up to the motherfucking stratosphere. We going to the Andromeda Galaxy tonight, so please do me a favor. I want you to chime in. You have any questions, put it in the Dog Pound chat. Talk to me. I appreciate you for calling in. Tell a friend, subscribe to Dawgface, Real Life Street Star. You know what it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Hey, listen, that's the call-in number. Y'all thought I was bullshitting? I'm not playing. We got live call-in going on right now. Tell a friend, I need to get this. Second time tuning in. What's on tonight's agenda? Big Meech and that motherfucking stripper party. Big Meech in that motherfucking stripper party. First time seeing you live. Indiana's in the building. Are you from Naptown? What part of Indiana are you from? I'm shouting out to everybody, man. I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend that Doggy is on this bitch and Doggy finna pop his shit. I need to get this goddamn viewers up. I'm not saying nothing slick until I get 100 motherfuckers in here to witness this shit. I'm not saying nothing slick. I got plenty of slick shit to say, and they got the call-in number too. Y'all can call in, man. I'm gonna let y'all chime in and say what y'all gotta say. This is a real professional operation. Shout out to my man Jeff over Real Life Street Stars. Shout out to everybody at Real Life Street Stars because they put an awesome responsibility in my hands and allowed me to go live on a platform of 1.52 million subscribers. So because of that, I need y'all to get this goddamn thing up here to 100 motherfuckers before I start popping this shit. Did he get released from prison yet? Who was that? Who get released from prison? I mean, we got everything going on here, man. And we got the motherfucking, look, you see it right there? I'm telling you, we got everything. We got everything. We got every motherfucking thing going on here. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about Big Meech's stripper party. The party that never was, right? We're going to talk about DJ Academics versus Lil Baby. We got to talk about that. We're going to talk about 5-Year Foreign versus 21 Savage. We're also going to talk about the continuous problem that we have with immigration in this country. Upstate New York is in the building. Hey, New York, don't be mad at me because I said that New York introduced sissies into the world of hip hop. I don't be mad at me. If you want to ask me a question about that, you can call in on the call-in number right there. Underneath my name is 313-929-3382. Don't call, Upstate New York is in the motherfucking building. Hey, if you tuned in, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. I need 100 people to be in here. We ain't starting until we get 100 people. I deserve based on the amount of shit talking I do. I deserve first heard you on the Star Report. Listen, anybody who's tuned in from the Star Report, I appreciate y'all presence. I appreciate y'all coming over here to check me out. Star is a legend. He doesn't like to really take his flowers, but I'm going to give him his flowers right here, right now. Star from the Star and Book Wild Book Wild show before. Excuse me, I haven't been drinking. Listen, I'm drunk like academics. Now this is really juice, man, but I got it in the red cup to make y'all think I'm on here drinking some shit. Listen, we're at 95. I need 100. 95. Can I get 100 people in this bitch before I start popping this shit? I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. Shout out to everybody who tuned in from the Star Report. If you became aware of who Dawgface is from the Star Report, salute to y'all. Shout out. I promise I'm going to do more content. I'm going live. I ain't going to do no tape delay shit. We going all the way to the motherfucking moon with this shit. And there's a call-in number right there. If you want to call in and talk to Doggy, call in and talk. I'm going to answer the phone too. Now, if I'm making a point at particular time that you call in, I may ignore your motherfucking phone call. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes no nigga got to do their train of thought thing. I need 100 people in the building before I start popping this shit. It's some heavyweight shit. If we're going to keep it 100, I need 100 in there. 90, 92. Tell your mama get over here. Tell your mama to tune in. Tell Big Mama ain't doing shit, them bad knee ass mama yours. Tell Big Mama to tune in. My name is Dawgface Calderon. This is Real Life Unfiltered presents me, of all people. The nerve of these people to give me a platform. The nerve of these Negroes to give me a platform. Shout out to Real Life Street Stars. Shout out to Propane Media. Shout out to the Dog Pound. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Hey, listen, we at 94. I need 6 more. Whoa, we hit it. There you go. Goddamn. Where my music at? Goddamn. I'm going to come out shooting. Hey, listen, Big Meech had his off-tether party at his club, 24K in Miami. That was last Tuesday night. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to discuss. We're going to go to, see, I got all this shit too, man. Academics ain't the only one get all this shit. I can go on here and pop my shit and talk my shit just like anybody else. I got this shit over here. So what we're going to do is, I've interviewed several women. I'm going to call them women. I ain't going to call them strippers, right? I'm not going to qualify these women as just strippers, right? So Big Meech's off-tether release party was conducted. We're gonna say conducted. It was conducted at his club, Club 24 in Miami last Tuesday. Listen, it was major complaints that came from that situation, man, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm the only person in the country who's interviewed the dancers at that party. Me, nobody else. So what you guys are about to hear, if you don't follow me on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Facebook, on social media, if you don't follow me on social media, this is going to be the first time that you've heard from the horse's mouth what happened at Big Meech motherfucking party. First time. Let's go right into it. So listen, Big Meech party last Tuesday night, Miami. First of all, I knew it was going to be a challenge. But so listen, when I think about Miami has enough pull and it has enough presence to pull off a party on a Tuesday night. You know, when you think about Tuesday nights in the ghettos across America, you don't really see Tuesday nights as the night for like a major party event. Why they chose Tuesday night, I don't know. I think it was because it was the day that Big Meech was cut off tether, I believe. So I think that's why he was celebrating that day. Would I have thrown a party on Tuesday night and expected people to fly in from all across the country? In this economy, probably not. But Big Meech is Big Meech, and you can't tell a hood legend that he can't have a party on a Tuesday night. You can't tell him that. You got to show him that. So listen, there was major complaint from the strippers. There were strippers. So first of all, Club 24 in Miami. It's up and running. It's been up and running for quite some time now. They already have their own house dancers, right? So what happened is that Meech and the management of the club decided for his party to fly in or to request strippers from across the country to come in. So you had strippers from Miami, that was their home club. You had strippers that came from as far as New York, Houston, LA, Detroit, Chicago, and Atlanta as well, right? They came in expecting. Now, Courtney, before we even get into the accounts of what took place, I want to play for y'all first. This woman, she was the coordinator. She was in direct communication with Big Meech. I want to play for you guys what her, and of course, Miami Tip weighed in too. We're going to get the tip. She weighed in too. But we're going to play for y'all this interview that I did with one of the coordinators. This is one of the ladies who was tapped to kind of like bring women from across the country, specifically from Detroit, to dance at this party because the party was supposed to be so huge that it was going to be so much money thrown that the regular 10, 15, 20 dancers that they had were not going to be enough meat to spread around to all the niggas supposed to be throwing that motherfucking money. So this young lady, she was the last interview I did, but she is the most important interview. So that's why I'm starting with her, because she's going to give you guys some details about her experience, what the expectations were, and how she was convinced to put her face on the event. Because in her words, a lot of the dancers didn't want to come to the party because they were suspicious about, or they had reservations about, one, the party being on the Tuesday night. There's no strip club in the country, even from Vegas to LA to Detroit to Houston to even in Miami, in Atlanta. There's no strip club that has a banging Tuesday night. But because it was Big Meech, they were going off the legend of Big Meech. I think the legend of Big Meech and the legend and the stories of what he did and how much money he used to spend and throw on the bitches for no reason whatsoever, motherfucking ever. I think that the legend of Big Meech is what convinced these ladies to travel far and wide to come down there with Big Meech. So let's hear what this sister got to say about what the fuck happened in her own words. And once again, this young lady who shall remain nameless, but even though she don't give a fuck about being nameless, because she worked for the club. She no longer works there. She said she quit. I talked to somebody else who's a representative of the new management of Club 24. He called me. We had a back and forth. It was a contentious conversation, but he told me that all of the staff, all the management of Club 24, breaking news, all the management and the staff who were there were fired. Did you guys know that? After Big Meech's party, they fired all of the staff, all of the management of the club. And this young lady was one of the people who was in charge of coordinating this event for Big Meech. Here's what she had to say.
I mean, so the lit shit was bold, yes, okay, but clubs do shit. This is my perspective, because I was involved in bringing girls, so that fell back on me, and I throw parties all the time. So my face, I was sought out to bring girls. Do you see what I'm saying? So right. For me, my perspective is this. What's bold is saying that it's going to be this money, and after it's been confirmed, I'm very transparent. Everybody that know me know I'm very transparent. It's bitches in Miami. Do we really need to have bitches fly out? Is it really like that? Is niggas really saying they're going to pull up like that? I'm from Detroit. I already know what's going on.
So here's what she said. When they tapped this young lady to bring in entertainment from across the country, specifically Detroit, because Big Meech is from Detroit. So in their mind, they wanted to have a contingency of women from Detroit to come in and dance at the club. So she's saying that, hey, we had reservations because, hey, listen, it's in Miami. The club already has its own house dancers. It's a Tuesday night. Do we really need dancers to be imported or to travel from far and wide to come down here and dance in Miami on a Tuesday night? That was one of the questions she was asked, and she was told. She assured me that she was told that it was going to be at least $500,000 thrown in the air that was supposed to hit the floor that night. That's what she told me. That's what she told me. She told me her own words that she was guaranteed that it was going to be at least $500,000 thrown that night. That's what she said. Let's continue.
Okay, we already know you just got out. My uncle just got out. That's just clear. But is the boys gonna come to the yard for all this milkshake that you're seeking out? That's why bitches is pissed. When somebody tell you it's $500K reserved and was, and now you gotta go to the Federal Reserve to get $1 million more, that make a bitch be like, all right, I'm gonna go jump on this flight. You ain't have to say all that.
So according to her, she was told by Big Meech in the ownership of the club that it was going to be a guaranteed $500,000, $500,000 thrown. And according to her, and she called me. I didn't call her. She called me because the strippers who had flown in to participate in this party, they came under attack from the Miami house strippers of Club 24, who said that they were basically stupid and they were ill-advised to even come to Miami on a Tuesday night, expecting to have a good payday, right? So she fired back because she was a coordinator in the event. She basically said it's supposed to be $1.5 million thrown.
You ain't have to do all that. You bitches, them girls in them clubs, they know that they gambling anyway.
Right.
So that's the problem.
So let me say this, right? Because I posted a couple of things. I interviewed a couple of people. I didn't even post entire interviews because they complaining so loudly and they're so specific about names and shit, and they didn't want to be blackballed in the industry because of how Meech's name is. So I had a couple of Miami chicks said the reason why you have chicks who are not from Miami complaining is because they wasn't well put together. They was looking horrible. They had terrible attitudes. And they said that it was a lot of celebrities in there, but the chicks just didn't know how to get the money out of them.
No, it was Stevie J in there. Pluto came in there. A table. It was nothing guaranteed like it was said. It was a table of some like Arab niggas. It was Meech and them, Unk and them. You know what I'm saying? Some older niggas. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it was a Chicago table, and then Vezo came through there, Peasy came through there, Doug came through there. That's it.
No Rick Ross. No Rick Ross.
Hell no, Rick Ross party. This shit made me so mad.
No Rick Ross. Let's stop right there for a second. So listen, one of the obstacles that Meech faced coming home was kind of like getting back into the swing of things, getting readjusted. I mean, when you do 20 years, listen, bro, I know guys who did 3 or 4 years in prison, came home and couldn't get right. So when you're talking about a person who's done 20 plus years, right, it's not easy. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. I don't give a fuck what access you have. Of course, money and access and support, it helps in the transition period, but you have to transition in your own mind first, because you can come home to money and still be super uncomfortable with society. So let's just get that shit straight right now. Meech's challenge is not necessarily money. His challenge was, in the infamous words of my man OG Freeze, don't try to catch up. Try to catch on. So Meech's problem was trying to catch up versus trying to catch on. So when you are a person who lived the life he lived, right? Of course, he's not thinking that he missed much except time. But brother, listen, there's more than time that you missed. There's all kinds of things that's going on in this world. There are personalities. The overall culture has shifted 2 or 3 times. The mentality of the street niggas have shifted, as we all know. The streets ain't like they used to be. Not saying they were ever a good thing or ever a solid thing, because they've always been treacherous. But the streets and what's accepted in the streets and what people are willing to deal with and put up with in the streets, that shit ain't the same no more. So things are different. So this young lady is saying that it was initial promise of $500,000. And she said that she was told that they went to the Federal Reserve. God damn. Y'all went to the Federal Reserve to get $1 million more? Because that's the kind of A-list celebrity, balling ass niggas that was supposed to show up for that goddamn party. Let's continue. Because we're going to give everybody a fair shot to talk their shit.
I'm going to go to Rick Ross because I thought Meech might be there. I want shit to do with nothing urban. Period. That's how bad it made. That's how bad I got. Damn, that's how. No, Ross wasn't there. No. It was nothing. It was just too high cast. That's why bitches is mad. It was just too hyped up. You should have just, it was on the wrong day for one, and it was just too hyped up. And you could have just kept the local bitches in there. You did not have the wax for the tip out. That's what make a bitch feel like it's bamboozled. I deal with all these girls every day. If you would have just kept it, boom, all right, who gonna come through here? But you guarantee you brought in some of them girls. And then, really, the Miami hoes not saying that the other bitches, they was trash. They was in the section. They was in the section as if it was already pre-planned because the nigga that was on the mic was from Atlanta. So it was like, all right, well, he brought his hoes down because them hoes was trash.
The Atlanta bitches were trash.
So listen, no matter, so we have a couple of different competing stories here. But the one thing that has been consistent across the board is the females who traveled to Miami from Atlanta were terrible. They said that these Atlanta bitches showed up wearing regular panties with some high heel shoes they got from Forever 21 some goddamn well. Makeup wasn't done, hair wasn't done. The females from Houston are saying this. Houston, Chicago, Detroit, New York, and Miami were all saying that the Atlanta female showed up looking like wretches, looking terrible. That's what they were saying. Everybody has said this, so it must be something in the air. I don't know what's going on in Miami or with Atlanta. All the females are saying that the Atlanta hoes showed up looking busted and disgusted. And you know what? I can believe them. Do you know why I can believe it? I can believe it because the niggas from Atlanta came in that bitch looking especially goddamn dusty, including Lil Bank Head, bitch ass. Why in the fuck? See, yeah, let me stop for a second. Why on earth? Gotta get my pen out. No, I can talk with the pen like a lawyer. Why on earth was Lil Bank Head allowed to host that party? Lil Bank Head been knocked across the Big Meech. You been gone too long, bro. The motherfuckers who were popping back when you left the street 20 years ago, them niggas are trash. They been beat up, hit upside the head. They ain't told on shit. The Atlanta that you left 20 years ago, Meech, that is not the Atlanta right now. And the motherfuckers that you had hosting that party, specifically Lil Bank Head, he had no business even in the club, let alone hosting the club. This nigga on the microphone hollering and hooping. He didn't block me, so I can't show y'all. Oklahoma City is in the building. Lil Bank Head blocked me. Simply because I told the truth. And here's what the truth was. Lil Bank Head ain't never been nothing. And even when his name was popping 25 years ago, he still was a C-list celebrity at most in Atlanta. Lil Bank Head hosting Big Meech's return party when we know what the expectation level was because all the shit he's been going through with Rick Ross and 50 Cent and Tammy Conway's situation, all the turmoil that's been going back and forth about that whole thing. We ain't even gonna get into that. We're gonna stick to the overall party theme, right? But everybody expected that this party to be as best as to give it their best shot. Everybody involved knew that Meech knew. Fuck what you thought as an individual, right? Everybody knew that Meech had to have known that this party was supposed to be his best foot forward. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. So that's why nobody thought it was going to be anything other than as advertised. Because listen, all the shit he went through with 50 Cent, the concert last summer getting canceled, that was major, right? All of the rat allegations and shit lodged by 50 Cent in the whole Cuffy situation, right? Excuse me. All that shit was major. This is his first time. He's off Tether. He's able to move around. Everybody knew that Meech was finna come with a heat-ass party to show the whole country that Big Meech is back. We all knew that he had to come like that. We knew that. So so there has been a competing versions of amongst the dancers about what took place. And this young lady who I just aired her conversation with me, she said that she was promised $500,000. And this was leading up to the party, a couple days before the party. She was guaranteed there was going to be $500,000 available. Well, maybe there was $500,000 available, but that don't mean that the clientele, the customers came in there and bought the $500,000. And then she said that they had confirmed people who were coming, and then that the amount of people was coming, they had to get more. So they had to go to the Federal Reserve, not the bank. They said they had to go to she said that she was told they had to go to the Federal Reserve to get 1 million more. So that was a total of $1.5 million in anticipated throwing. And that is what she used to lure women from across the country to come down to Club 24 in Miami and strip. She said.
The Atlanta bitches was like strokers type hoes. Not even, they was deep East hoes. They was deep East. Like, they was not no. What's up, man?
What's up, man? You interfering with this interview, brother. Calm down for a second. Back up.
Shout out to my man, Risk Taker Shay. He intervened and interfered. That's my nephew, man. Shout out to Quella. Shout out to everybody over there. The whole Risk Taker crew. D-Boy, shout out to everybody. Let's keep on.
No, I'm about to leave. I just heard my uncle's voice. I thought I'd tap in real quick. I'm about to walk out the door.
I like that hat, boy. That hat was 465.
I'm just trying to be like you one day, man.
No, Dawgface Louis
Hey, look, he got that. Look. I'm trying to see how I can get me an interview, man.
Look here.
I know.
Look right here. That bitch is 465. You hear?
No, we popped our shit. We got the new Louis hats, the new Louis skull caps. The new Louis skull caps like 465, 500, 510, depending on which one you want to get.
That bitch is 465.
I know you got all the flavors.
Yeah. Everything good.
I'm gonna let you get back to that. I'm just hollering at you, though. I'm gonna get near you soon.
No, I'm when I get off this interview, I'm gonna call you.
All right, bet.
All right, peace. Be safe, man.
You already know.
All right, got it. So back to what I was saying. So you saying put your phone on mute, bro. So you saying that it was an understanding where they had $500,000 on reserve, and it was going to get some additional money. I can't hear you.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. And so you saying that a lot of the females.
And it was told to the girls. That's why they pissed. And then it was told that they was going to have $150 tip out. But then the same day, it changed to $500. He still tried. It felt like the club pulled the woo out, which me being knowing the strip club industry, all right, the club might pull the woo out, say it's gonna be this much money, how the girls all pay, but it looks like blatantly obvious. Like for me, it's like if you was gonna pull the woo out, don't have me call no bitches on my face. You see what I'm saying? Like
right.
I'm telling these bitches, like, don't do that. That's for me. That's what I feel like that was.
So that was one of the coordinators of the event. She said, hey, listen, man, she was promised $500,000 leading up to the actual party that was going to be available. And that she was told that the demand for singles based on the people who were supposed to attend had got to the point to where it was fever pitch. It had got to the point to where they had to go to the Federal Reserve and buy $1 million in additional currency for that party. That's what she said. Okay. So that's what she said. So let's let's go back. Let's go backwards, right? We're going to interview. I interviewed several people for this situation. So here's another one.
And first of all, let's start talking about how many girls in the section. It was 37 bitches in one section. Yes. 37 hoes in one section. I do. We were supposed to have wristbands, which is the whole original reason why I went. They really robbed us. They did us. He made all the money off of us, for real, to be honest.
So tip out at Meech's party in Club 24 was $500 per girl. I've talked to some of the local native strippers, and they said their tip out was $150. Meanwhile, all of the girls from Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, and Houston, they're saying that their tip out was $500, right? And you're going to hear that a little later in the show when I interviewed one of her name is Golden Baby, I believe it is, and she said, "Hey, listen, for the local house girls, our tip out was $150. We don't know what the fuck out of town bitches got. We don't know nothing about that. So let's keep going."
So I'm supposed to be going in there or whatever, having a wristband. I didn't even get a wristband to the section because it was 37 bitches in the section. I was just so confused. I made all my money off Doug and whoever was in there from Detroit.
So tip out was $500. He ain't throw. What was the?
Tip out was $500. It's 40 bitches in your motherfucking section. What the fuck is you doing? What you got going on right now?
You can't make no money like that because it's too much competition.
Imagine 89,000 between 30 bitches. 37.
And she said 8 or 9,000 between 37 females. So at the end of the night, and all the females have acknowledged this. I haven't heard one report from a female who was not from Miami who said that they made anything more than from the split. Because when the money go up in the air, the girls in the booth have wristbands on. At the end of the night, when they rake up all that money, they split it with the girls who were in that section. And 37 females, 8-9 grand, when they split that, they said that they left out of there with $600 from the actual, and anybody else who made anything more than that, it's because they had a personal relationship with somebody who was in somebody who came, like specifically people from Detroit. So this is a Detroit young lady who's talked about her experience.
I swear to God, that's how that shit went. That whole party, it was really, they already knew what the fuck they was doing. And yes, he had 50,000 niggas and no money. Where's all the niggas I spent our money? All the niggas you bought out, what the fuck is going on?
What was up with the Atlanta niggas? The Atlanta niggas said they was in that bitch mob deep and really cashing out, really showing out.
There was nobody cashing out shit.
The Atlanta niggas was in that bitch looking especially goddamn dirty and dusty. So the Atlanta niggas and the Atlanta bitches were looking especially dirty and dusty. I'm not even finna touch that shit, bro. That's too easy. I'm not finna touch that shit. I'm not finna touch that shit at all. So let's here's another one.
I don't even know why he came to the club.
She says, I don't even know why he came to the club. Listen to her.
Like, what type of shit was that?
So he was with a bunch of Atlanta motherfuckers. You telling me the motherfuckers that he was with, they wasn't making it rain, they wasn't popping no bottles, it wasn't none of that shit?
No. Oh my God, nothing. They just sat over there. If you go and watch the little video, I think they got it on what's the page? 24 karat.
Yeah, Club 24.
Yeah, if you go there on a page, Instagram, oh my God, no. He didn't do nothing, no bottles, no money. He just was chilling. I don't even know why he came out, for real. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he's been locked up for so long, maybe he just wanted to come out. But other than that, bitches was mad. Do you hear me? Because I was one of them. I was motherfucking one of them, and I did not get nothing. Dry, no money. I wasted my time.
So let me ask you a question. On a scale from 1 to 5, with 5 being absolutely mad enough to kill a motherfucker, what were you when you left that motherfucking club?
I was motherfucking 5. Because first off, the strippers, them bitches was it was too many dancers, and no money thrown. I don't even know why he came to the club.
So that's another account, right? Another account. They don't even know why he came to the club. Here's one more. So this right here. So Miami Tip, she tapped in, and here's what Miami Tip said. Miami Tip is a former dancer. She's an influencer. She's in the marketing, advertising, promotion. She's a manager of dancers and some other kind of entertainment talent down in Miami. Here's what she had to say about the party.
All right, let me say this real clear, okay? No dick riding, no hating, just facts. Yeah, I see Big Meech's party going viral. I was there, and I'm gonna be honest, that shit was trash. I expected it to be way better, but I'm gonna speak on this situation from all angles because it's sparking a lot of conversations, and I know how Miami works, and I have the credentials to speak on it, okay? And I'm gonna speak on every angle. Now, starting with Miami. Miami don't give a fuck who you are, where you from, how much clout you got, or how many followers you flexing. Matter of fact, the more money you got, the more we gonna charge you, period. Or the more they gonna skim off the top, because I ain't gonna lie. One thing about Miami people in a position of power, especially if given by somebody out of town, they gonna find a way to finesse. But that's a whole nother conversation about how Miami niggas will X themselves out of a check. But it still remains, you cannot come to Miami thinking you about to just set up shop in any industry that's clubs, strip clubs, lounges, restaurants, nightlife without the key Miami players involved. Like, it don't work like that. Never has, never will. All right, let me say this real clear, okay? No dick riding, no hating, just facts.
Okay, so that's what she said, right? So let me go to Miami Tips page so we can hear it in total. I want to be absolutely fair about this because she weighed in several times about this whole thing. So I want to play the entire thing for you. So she tapped in also about the actual strippers, right? Here's what she said about the strippers.
Now, let me talk to my dancers real quick because some of y'all need this OG level honesty and not the internet sympathy. You feel me? Now, listen, Big Meech Party was not what it was hyped to be. Cool. We already established that. But some of y'all dancers, like, y'all should be ashamed. Especially the ones that been dancing 5+ years. Like, baby, y'all know better. Y'all knew better. Y'all know when the clubs promote big nights, that shit be smoke and mirrors, okay? If you do not have a confirmed bag, why is you even clocking in? And if you are just, going to try your luck and it don't hit, you cannot be mad because you knew what you signed up for. Ain't no way in hell y'all don't know the game by now. Like, I'm disappointed. Clubs gonna hype it up, overtax your ass, still take 10 to 20% and send you home tired and broke. And that's literally strip club 101, y'all.
That's strip club number one. See, listen, so this is on the same page. The clubs are there to make money. The clubs are not there to make dancers rich. Let's just keep it G. So, but that's a whole different matter from what the young lady said who worked as a coordinator of an event, who they used her to convince females from across the country to come to the party. She said that there was an understanding prior to the party. There were meetings that took place prior to the party, and there were even meetings with the dancers who were already in, who were. And I talked to one of the house girls. The house girls say they wasn't a part of no meeting whatsoever, right? But the out of town females are all telling me that they were involved with like a pre-planning, like a pre-event meeting that would happen the day before the actual event to kind of like give the girls the what for and the how to, or how things are supposed to transpire and how things are supposed to go on at night. So the actual coordinator event told me, and it was confirmed by several other girls who were from out of town, that yes, they were involved with meetings, and that it was confirmed to them that because they had concerns about, hey, listen, you guys already have house girls here. You already have 15, 20 house girls here. The club is not that big. At the end of the day, they had, I think she said they had 90 plus dancers in the club that normally accommodates between 15 to 20 dancers on a Friday night. And the Friday night is a banging night. They told me that the Friday nights look better than the night that Big Meech had on Tuesday. So even on the Friday night, they normally never have more than 20 girls. So now you have a situation where you have 90 plus girls involved with the situation. So the coordinator told me that that conversation was had, and that there was no way that those girls would have agreed to travel from across the country to come down there without that understanding, because they all dance. They all have home clubs in Houston and Chicago and Detroit and Atlanta. And she said that you got to think about it, dog. She said, you don't think that the girls who were not from Miami, you don't think they understood that the club already had its own house girls, and there were no way they were going to have a party and not let the house girls eat? They said that's not true. We knew that. But the promise of over $1 million being available for this party, that is what convinced girls to travel down there on a fucking Tuesday for a party on a Tuesday. So that's what it was. So make sure we're on the same page with that.
Know that. And I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't seen nobody make money on Big Meech night except the people that we danced and maybe like 3 other girls. Everybody else was posted up looking sick, stressed, and disappointed. And I'm
okay. Now she just said, I didn't see nobody in the club the entire night making any money except the girls that we danced. That means the girls that she managed. And about 3 other girls. So you had 15 to 20 girls from Miami, plus another 3 or 4 girls. That's 20 tops out of 90. She just acknowledged she's in the position to know. Everybody knows who Miami Tip is. She said that 20 girls out of 90, the 20 girls were basically the 20 girls that were house girls. So the 70 plus girls who traveled from across the country to come down there didn't make any money like they said they didn't make any money. So you mean to tell me that the Atlanta girls look that much better than Chicago girls, Detroit girls, Houston girls? So much so to the only people who made money were the Miami chicks? Is that what we're hearing here?
I'm sitting there like, damn, at this point, like y'all might as well become content creators because it's less energy, less wear and tear, and a cheaper startup. You know what I'm saying? Because let's do the math real quick. $200 to $500 to work, your hair, your makeup, your outfit, a Uber, okay? Emotional stress. For what? Like, and can we talk about the looks? Because I was appalled. Too many girls looked regular. No concept, no thought, no effort. And I damn sure ain't seen nobody on stage that made me want to tip the stage. And I like to tip the stage as long as there's entertainment. But there was no entertainment. So yeah, why would money be thrown? And I know 24K, you know, they used to that YN money, that scammer money. But Big Meech Party was never going to give that. Them old niggas is either retired or tired. Okay, and they come from an era where dancers had costumes, hair done, personality, and main bitch energy. Okay, back then a nigga gave you all his money because you gave him a show. I ain't see that this night, and if that make you mad, it's probably because it's the truth. Now,
so Miami Tip said that they were just. She said something else. Let's go into what else she said.
All right, boom, real quick, because some of y'all is confused on purpose. Yes, the Big Meech Party was trash. No, that was not an attack on Big Meech as a man. No, that was not a diss to 24, okay? It was a review. A review. REVIEW. Stay with me, okay? Because the people in my comments and DMs doing the most arguing, chest out, typing all fast. Like, y'all don't even realize that your responses is telling on you. First of all, y'all are shallow-minded as hell. Second of all, and this is the loud part, you not from Miami. Because anybody that's from here knows that I use that party to spark a bigger message, not to drag a name. I don't give a fuck about that. And the funny part, the ones who got it, they know what the fuck going on. They got it immediately. The ones who didn't, well, y'all fighting ghosts in my comments, just to let y'all know, okay? So before, like, you get in defense mode and start yelling all that rah-rah on the internet, like, you gotta really ask yourself, am I actually responding to what was said? Or am I just triggered because I don't understand the culture? Everything I said was black and white. And that's the problem with y'all niggas. Y'all used to all this bubblegum ass shit because of social media, that when real shit is said extremely raw, y'all don't understand that. Or y'all just don't like that it's me that's saying it. Because y'all know I'm going to call everything for what it is. But if the shoe don't fit, stop trying to lace it up. And if you still mad, respectfully, kiss my ass.
Well, Miami Tip,
no matter how many.
Miami Tip didn't seem to be holding her tongue. She said what she said, what she said, what she said. And here is a dancer from Miami who was there, and she weighed in, and this is what she had to say about the out-of-town girls.
Okay. So yes, Golden. For the girls who came from out of town to dance at this event, I understand your plight. My heart goes out to you. You're not familiar with how 24 goes. You're not familiar with how this club moves. You don't understand the dynamics. I can't be mad at you for that. But to say that we didn't have no money is beyond me. There was plenty of money in that club. Yes, I don't know. Apparently, I was told it's going to be 100,000, 500,000, whatever the case may be. I heard it's supposed to be a $50,000 section. And I knew that 2 weeks before the event happened. But that's not what you bank on. You bank on what you can do. If you see a motherfucker handing out 35 wristbands for a section, why would you want to be over there? Unless that nigga got 100,000 coming out, you see all them motherfucking bottles and them sparklers and them suitcases coming out. Why would you want to be over there with 35 wristbands? You're at that point, you're exercising. Because you're definitely not getting paid for your time. It's not going to go like that. That's not on 24. That's on you. You got to take responsibility and accountability as an entertainer to know that, hey, I shouldn't be in this section. There's other sections on the floor. It's Detroit niggas over here. It's Chicago niggas over here. It's these niggas over here. It's celebrities over here. It's 20 niggas all through that club. If you ain't never worked at that club before and you look good, a nigga will dance you. A nigga will spend some money on you. But you can't be all huddled up and banking on what another motherfucker say. All you got is your word to stand on. Yes, I was in sections. Yes, I made money by the bar. Yes, I made money everywhere in that club. Y'all experience is not my experience. I didn't have to pay $500. I knew how much the house was going to be way before the event even happened because I worked there. I knew what the fuck was going on. I know 24. Anybody that works at 24 on a day-to-day basis, we know how 24 go. We know what you got to be about your money. You got to be on your feet. So feet don't eat. You can't sit there and be like, oh, it wasn't no money. No. Because you didn't know what was going on. You were lost in the sauce. You were blinded by the lights. Whatever them people told you to get y'all there, don't kick your feet up and be like, oh, I know I'm going to. Get the fuck out of here, ho. You a stripper. Get that money.
Before I guess I got to stop right there. So she is basically saying, hey, the out-of-town strippers, they were out their league. They were out their league. They wasn't hip to what was going on. And if they were told something and it didn't happen, that was on them for being naive and or stupid. Let me play this next one, and then I'll come back and give my summation because I'm not going to be talking about this dumbass shit all night. Here is
thing. Like, they was ready to fight. They was pushing and shoving, stepping on feet. Like, these bitches was like some sharks. Do you hear me? They seen a little money, a little $1,000 over here, a little, and it wasn't like raining. It was just like it happened and it was gone. Do you hear me? Like nothing. This shit was bad.
What time did you end up leaving the body there?
I got there about, I left, I want to say, excuse me, I left like at 4 something in the morning, I believe.
And the whole time you was there, you ain't see nothing even closely resembling what motherfuckers used to say about Meech in terms of how you used to take over the club and make it rain.
Hell no.
What you do?
That's the only reason why I showed up.
Yeah, I mean, so listen, so this, like the chick Miami Tip, she first came out and she said the party was trash, and then I guess she got some pressure from somewhere, and she came back and she made another video saying that the dancers who flew in from wherever they flew in from, they should have knew better than that. They should have never came without understanding what it was they were supposed to, and what the expectation was really supposed to be. So they was critical. Mm-hmm. She's been critical of y'all since then. Did you see her comments about and her criticisms of the dancers? And if so, how did you feel about it? What you think about them?
I feel like overall, on some 100 shit, I'm gonna be real. I fuck with what she said. You get what I'm saying? But for the dancers that didn't know, you know what I mean? It's like we was just basically just putting one foot in and taking one foot out. So it was just like a hit or miss. But for the ones that knew, it's like I feel like I fuck with what she said. Like she 100% correct on that. So I'm not gonna hold you. But she did say something about a lot of the dancers did show up and they wasn't looking the part.
Right.
So I don't know exactly who she was talking about, but to me, now I did see a lot of bad bitches. I'm not gonna hold you. But then you gotta still look at it again, she a female herself. So I don't know what the females back in the day used to look like when she used to be dancing, or if she's still dancing. But I would think that today dancers will look more up to par than back in the day dancers. So whatever she was looking for, I don't know, because she didn't show up in the club looking like shit herself. And so, but not to hold her because what she said, because at the end of the day, I fuck with what she said. She absolutely correct. You get what I'm saying? But if you're going to try to talk down on the next female about what they was looking like, then you should have came, you know what I'm saying, about your shit.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes, let's just keep it G, right? Every motherfucker who operate in the street, motherfuckers who play the strip clubs, they know that it's hit and miss. Even on the biggest parties, but the biggest situations, it's hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the females, they came based on just the legend of Big Meech. That's why they came. You know what I'm saying? And they just knew that they wasn't gonna get no shit like they did get that when they got down there.
Right. That's correct.
Yeah, so you can't really knock a motherfucker like that, because listen, when you look at all the shit that Big Meech, who he was, how he used to play it, when you look at all the shit that he been through since he been home, all the females is thinking he gonna make this bitch, he got a point to prove right now. So this bitch gonna be off the hook.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because you gotta really be fair about this shit, because he been through it, he did all that time. You're looking at his past reputation of being a nigga who come through there and shut that bitch down. And then when you add that to the fact that all the shit that he been through with the 50 Cent, Rick Ross shit, we know that he got to put on a very, very good event. So nobody expected that shit to be as dry and fucked up like that. That ain't even fair to even put that on the females. You feel me?
Yeah.
So listen, let's go right into it, right? Let's just break this shit down and let's just give an overall analysis of this shit. So Big Meech had his off Tether, not his welcome home party. So the whole element of shock and awe, that element was wore off a year ago. Meech been home the better part of a year now. So it wasn't like that people were shocked or surprised or even elated or happy or joyful that he was home, because he's been home. So it wasn't a welcome home party. It was an off Tether party. An off Tether party and a welcome home party, not the same shit. So listen, Big Meech. So the criticism that he's facing from the strippers, is it warranted? Is it appropriate? Or are these women off? So let's attack it from multiple angles. You know, I'm going to try to be as fair as possible. So listen. So let's take Big Meech first. Do I have any sympathy for Big Meech based on the amount of criticism that he's getting primarily from the dancers who flew in from parts unknown? I don't have any sympathy for Meech because it is Meech and BML's fault that the strippers across the country have the kind of attitude they have right now. One thing is true. It's absolutely true. Most of the strippers in I don't give a fuck if you go to a strip club in Vegas, in New York, Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, Houston, Memphis, Alabama. Most of these bitches who dancing in these strip clubs, there is no fantasy associated with the way they look. There is no real genuine spirit of hustling in these bitches. They're certainly not really dressing up outside of the little uniform and the shoes. The makeup is ordinary. Most chicks in strip clubs are ordinary people. There's no fantasy. When you go to a strip club, it used to be a time where you looked at a female and the female looked better than what you had at home or what you normally dealt with. But nowadays, when you go into strip clubs across the country, these strippers are looking like Auntie Betty. Most of the strippers old as the motherfucker, for one. That's for one. There should be a cap on an age limit on stripping, right? If you over 32, if you over 35, I'm gonna even give him that. you should not be in no strip club competing against younger women. Bitch, you somebody's auntie. What are you doing in here? I thought that we weren't supposed to judge strippers like that because, hey, listen, just because I'm dancing don't mean that I'm not doing other things. I get that. But bitch, if you're 47 years old and you in the strip club still doing the splits, I applaud you for being that limber still. It gotta be some limit. I need somebody to chime in, man. There's a call-in number right there, man. Y'all call in. Let's talk. What is the age limit for stripping, man? Should there be a senior citizen bitch strip club for bitches over 35? If you 35 up, I'm gonna make this rule. If you're 35 years old plus, you should not still be in the strip club stripping. You should have figured out something else to do with your time, your effort, and your energy that didn't result in you busting that pussy open and waggling your ass. Like, for real. 35 should be the cutoff limit, bro. I don't give a fuck. What y'all say? What say y'all? What should be the cutoff limit for bitches dancing in the strip club? I'm trying to figure this out. My man he say 32. If she been in it 10 years, 10 years? No bitch gonna lie about the age, bro. You know what I'm saying? What should be the limit? 32. 32. Anybody else? I'm saying 35 because black don't crack like that. So black women at 35, black women really at 40 still look good. But it's about like, I don't want to come in the strip club and see a bitch looking like my auntie. Ain't nothing attractive. I don't want to come in the strip club and see a bitch who face like she been here since Harriet Tubman been running around this motherfucker. I don't want to go in no strip club and see no old ass bitch like a nigga auntie. No. That is not a fantasy, bitch. That's a nightmare. That's the problem here. Big Meech, I don't have no sympathy for you, brother, but I do understand. Hey, listen. So Miami is a transplant city. Most of the top business owners and entrepreneurs, especially in the nightlife, on the nightlife scene in Miami, most of those people are not from Miami. So when Tip said that you have to, when you come to Miami, you have to kind of like basically acquiesce to the Miamiites. Most of the people who run nightlife in Miami, they're not from Miami. They're from New York. They're from the Carolinas. They're from Houston. They're from LA. They're from somewhere other than Miami because they've been there. And Meech is not necessarily a transplant. It's not like he's a carpetbagger. It's not like he came in and the city is unfamiliar with him. So it's not about the city being unfamiliar with Meech. It's about the dynamic of the generation. There's a generational gap. Most of the girls who showed up to that party who were from out of town, they showed up to that party because they were listening to the stories about Big Meech and BMF. And that should tell you how powerful and how much of an impact that BMF and Big Meech left on urban culture, on the ghetto. You have females who, most of them weren't even born. Big Meech been gone a long time. He been on the set a long time. So most of these girls, if they were born, they were 3-4 years old, tops, right? The impact that Big Meech and BMF left is so strong that 20 plus years later, that these dancers came to Miami to dance from LA, from Houston, from Chicago, from Detroit, from New York, and all places in between. They came to Miami because of the image and the impression of BMF. That's why they came down there, right? So there's a couple things. I'm going to defend the out-of-town females. I'm going to defend them, right? One, these females came to Miami according to the person who's one of the coordinators because they were promised that between $500,000 and $1.5 million was going to be made available But the only way that money was going to be made available is if the patrons of the club came in and bought the singles. So the patrons come in and they're not buying any singles, and those singles can't be thrown, right? Make sure we're on the same page here. Okay. Was it Big Meech's responsibility to carry out and to honor the understanding that he had reached with the strippers who came from out of town? And if it was a situation to where the turnout wasn't as good as he thought it was he supposed to guarantee these girls at least a minimum that would have assured that they didn't take a loss? Because the average trip for each one of the girls was about $1,500. The flight, the hotel rooms / Airbnbs. Most of the strippers who I know who came from Detroit, they were not together. They didn't get a house, an Airbnb, and pool their resources. They stayed in individual hotels in and around the Miami area. They didn't come together to split the cost. They all traveled separately. I think that because you had meetings with the girls and there was conversations about the amount of money that was supposed to be spent, whether it was spent or not, I think that it would have been a good business decision for Meech to have tried as best as he possibly could to accommodate these females to make sure that they didn't leave in the red. Because Big Meech made his legend, not in regular clubs. People say, well, why did he do a part? Why did he just do it in a regular club? You know what I'm saying? He could have avoided all of this shit if he would just threw the party in a regular club. That's true. That is absolutely true. He could have avoided all this shit if he would have threw the party in a regular club. But don't forget, he's part owner of Club 204. So why take that traffic? Why take that money? Why take that press from my club and take it somewhere else? It's the point. Do the girls who travel from far and wide, do they have a legitimate complaint? Or should we be saying, hey, listen, it's y'all fault, y'all stupid, y'all didn't show up, y'all showed up without having the firm understanding. But then we have somebody who was a coordinator who said there was an understanding, right? Then we had Miami Tip who gave us her tips about what should and shouldn't happen. Miami Tip, she said she danced, which means that she was madaming, she was pimping out some of the dancers who were house girls in the party. Hey, listen, man, Big Meech, stop trying to catch up. Try to catch on, bro. There's nothing for you to catch up to. The ghetto is in a sad state of affairs, Meech. So if you out here trying to relive your 20s and 30s, you doing I don't know who it is. I don't know who's around Big Meech. I don't know who he talking to, who's advising him. I know it ain't Lil Meech, because Lil Meech dumb as a motherfucker. We know it ain't that dumb ass nigga. And that's the best thing I can say about that nigga. He bet not be listening to that little half wit ass nigga. That nigga dumb as a box of motherfucking Mississippi rocks. No shade to Mississippi. Who the fuck is advising Big Meech? Is it Woo? Is it Woo? Woo from Alabama, AGBE. Who's advising Big Meech? What young guys who still popping it, who still have relevance, right, in the ghetto, is kind of like telling him, like, look, bro, okay, this shit, that's not how it is anymore. The shit that was going on in 99 and 2000, that's not how it go in 2025. Matter of fact, it ain't went like that in 10 years. Niggas fucked up out here, right? So for one, you might not want to do this shit on a Tuesday, right? Because clubs going up on a Tuesday. No, nigga, what's the name? McElwain? That nigga name Mac? No, ain't shit going up on a Tuesday. I don't care how you try to force that shit. Ain't shit going up on no motherfucking Tuesday. Nowhere. And to somebody say, hey, doggy, what clubs are better, Atlanta or Houston? Where that comment at? I seen it right here. He says, what strip clubs are better, dog? Atlanta or Houston? Houston. It ain't even close. It ain't even no comparison. What strip clubs are better? Houston. In terms of variety of girls, in terms of the atmosphere, the overall design of the club, the feel, the look. Houston. Atlanta, when it comes to strip clubs, when it comes to clubs, period, Atlanta can't fuck with Houston on nothing. Man, bro, listen, you go to Houston and it might be 6 or 7 clubs banged out across. Houston's so fucking big that you might have 5 or 6 or 7 clubs all at max capacity on a Friday night, on a Saturday night, or even on a Sunday. The day party scene in Houston, I ain't seen nothing like that nowhere. No, and I traveled all across the day parties in the summertime, spring and summer, and the fall for that matter. In Houston, unmatched, unrivaled. Houston is a party city. It is what it is. In Houston and Atlanta, who has a better club scene? It's not just about strip clubs, but since you asked me that question, Houston, on a scale from 1 to 10, I think in terms of club scene, Houston would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would give Houston, in terms of the type of clubs, the atmosphere, the variety of bitches. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would give Houston an 8. On a scale of 1 to 10 in Atlanta, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, on a scale from 1 to 10, see, with Atlanta, you got to wait. See, Atlanta got out of those sissies. Atlanta ain't getting no motherfucking, no. Listen, see, when you go to the club in Atlanta, you got to look at a bitch 3 times. Bitch, you got to check a bitch out of apple, bitch. You got to make sure a bitch ain't got no apple in Atlanta. A lot of fruit ball ass activity down there. Yeah, for real. When you go to Houston, now you have alternative lifestyle people who are everywhere. But when you go to Houston, you ain't looking to see if somebody's a transgender or not. You ain't studying that shit. When you go to Atlanta, you better check a bitch. You hear me? See, in Atlanta, if you're in Atlanta and you see a badass bitch, it might not be no badass bitch. That might be a man. You think that's Rebecca? No, that's Roberto, nigga. You might think that's Michaela. No, nigga, that's Michael, nigga. You gotta watch it in Atlanta. Watch out now, bitch. Listen, because the transgenders look like the bitches. They got the transgenders got BBLs and wearing RuPaul ass makeup, and the regular bitches got BBLs and wearing RuPaul style makeup, right? Know what I'm saying? And the transgender motherfuckers get more surgeries and more teeth and all that other shit than the regular bitches, right? So listen, if you want to know how to spot a transgender in Atlanta, here's what you do. Step on the bitch foot. Step on the bitch foot. Don't let her know it's coming either. If you want to know if a bitch a man, step on that bitch foot. And then, ooh, oh, got you, bitch. Got you, hoe. Get your bitch ass out. If you want to know is a sissy, a man, or whatever in real life, step on that motherfucking foot. And that man gonna come out of the motherfucker. Ooh. I'm telling you. You hear me? If you think a bitch is wait, hold on, bitch, I ain't quite sure about you, bitch. Trick no good, bitch. All you gotta do is step on the motherfucking foot. See, cause when a sissy's in pain, all that light voice ass shit go out the window. That man come out of them. If you wanna know is a sissy, a man, a trans is a man, all you gotta do is step on their foot, a real good step too. Then they break a bitch foot. Step on that bitch foot. Bitch. Bitch. Oh! Okay, you a bitch. Ooh, bitch. See? See, dirty bitch try to trick me, with that shitty star and with a chingy ass shit. No, bitch. Right. Here's the test. If you want to test to see if a transgender is a man, all you got to do is step on their foot real hard, and the man will come out that bitch. The exorcist. The exorcist will come out of the bitch. I'm telling y'all. That's the sick. Here's the transgender woman test. Step on that bitch foot. Step on that bitch foot, and whatever that bitch really is, it's gonna come out. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. All that no, step on that bitch foot real good and make that shit hurt. Yeah, crush them corns on that bitch. Yes, right, gospel. Step on the bitch foot. Listen, because now you can't tell. These trannies look like real bitches. Don't let it be no Puerto Rican looking already at the little soft feature. You don't be knowing. Step on the bitch foot. Step on the bitch foot, and I guarantee you, with that size 12 you wear, nigga, that Timbo, step on that bitch foot with them open-toe sandals, and I guarantee you that bitch gonna reveal what's really happening. Yeah. I'm off this big meat shit. You know what it is. You tuned into the best Dawgface Calderon, real life, unfiltered. Hey, listen, since we own this, right, since we keeping the gangster, right, let's talk about immigration. And I've cracked jokes about this shit. I have been serious about this shit. Let's talk about immigration here. So listen, we're living in a space where Black people are being challenged on every level. We're being challenged to accept responsibility for the shortcomings that we have in our own communities. We're being challenged to accept responsibility for the negative things that we do as a people. We're being challenged to take responsibility for our household and our kids and our women, as we should. You told me this is the best. Dawgface, how can I help you?
Huh?
How can I help you?
How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
I can't see you, motherfucker.
I'm live on air. What's up, Sam?
Say hi. He's a podcast.
What's happening? I'll be to see you when I get back, Sam. My God. My God. All right, Sam. That's my Lebanese player partner, Sam, called in. We got some with him, boy. Don't get me in trouble, Sam. Hey, listen. So listen, when it comes to the issues of immigration, right? Right? So there is controversy amongst Black people, not really amongst white people. There's controversy amongst Black people where the question now is, because of our history in America, because of all the strides, because of all the things that we had to suffer, should we be aiding and assisting the Mexicans and the Hispanics? Should we be aiding and assisting them in their fight against the Trump administration and ICE? And so there's major confusion. I don't know why there's major confusion, but there's major confusion about whether we as a people, whether we should be aiding and assisting ICE in terms of protesting, the Hispanics in terms of protesting against what's going on with ICE. Should we be protesting? Let's talk about it. Call in. The number is 313-929-3382. Call in right now. Let's chime in. Let's talk about it. Should we be protesting with them? Should we be on the picket lines with our Latino, whoever is being put out the goddamn country. I need y'all to try and call on in right now for answer the phone calls. Tell me what y'all think. I have my opinion about what I think. I want to know what y'all think. Should we be on the front line, specifically with our Hispanic brothers and sisters, protesting their treatment with ICE? I need y'all to call in. The number's right there. 313-929-3382. Call in. Let's talk about it. Here we got a caller online. What's up with you, man? How you feel?
I feel good. Like James Brown said, I feel good.
All right. What's your name, brother?
Nelson.
Nelson. Okay, so the question on the floor, Nelson, is that black people, we are under increasing pressure or there's increasing criticism as it relates to our lack of support for the people who are being targeted by ICE. So the question that I want to put to you, my dear brother, is should black people as a whole, should we be on the front lines with the people who are being targeted by ICE?
No.
I'll
tell you my reason why.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to say this first and foremost. Now, what happened with the situation with the young man, the nurse, I believe his name was Pruitt, and the young lady that got shot and killed, the mother.
Okay.
Okay, that's, I don't want anyone's life to be taken, anybody, any kind of way. I mean, it doesn't matter who they are or what they are, even the illegals, But I'm going to say that first and foremost.
Okay.
Because that's human life.
Gotcha.
Now, okay. Now, the thing about ICE, they could have more training because they're supposed to. Well, first I'm going to get back to the situation with the two that were killed.
Gotcha.
Because I just found out. Well, I just found out. But see, the thing with that, they were Border Patrol agents, the agents that killed them. Or killed the young man. They were Border Patrol agents. And I'm like, wait a second. And they're of Mexican descent, Hispanic descent. They're Mexican. And they released their names. And so that's like a topsy-turvy to everything that's kind of like, anyway. And that's tragic. So, but to the question at hand, no. And I'll tell you why. Because we have been here since day one, before even 1619. And through the years, everything after 1619 and beyond, we have been around and we have, I'm not going to say we passed struggling. And every time we try to tell about our experiences, no, not even tell, seen our experiences, but when it's us, it was always different. I mean, we have a history of always being at the forefront and helping out. Front ground, background, sides, all that. And you know how we still get played. But no, the reason I say our Latino brothers, or what have you, because back in the day, pre-civil rights or during the civil rights era, they didn't help us. So really, it's kind of like coming back around. Now, I'm not prejudiced or of any kind or whatever, because I believe all should be. One thing about Jesse Jackson I like, and that was a Rainbow Coalition. Everybody coming together. I like, that's the one thing about, I like that. But what I'm saying is they distinctively, their leaders distinctively made sure that they didn't want to be part of anything associated with us, any other races, even though our struggle, the thing with us, with our civil rights, is because when we were doing it as African Americans, we were trying to include, after the fact, include everybody. So that's what kind of messed us up from not focusing on ourselves and getting into more power, more of helping our people, more of putting us up front economically, financially, so all kind of ways. But and that's why I say that, because it's like this: when they do come over, like say the illegals. I don't know if you're talking about. I know you're speaking about the Mexican culture that's legal, but I'm going to say that I'm going to mention this about the illegals as well as the Ukrainians and all that. Mm-hmm. Those people are getting benefits that we're not getting.
True.
And I used to be like this. Okay.
That's absolutely true.
And I'm like, I mean, blue crew benefits. I mean, my sister Worked in it was outside of Detroit. What's the doctor? He was a specialist or some Nigerian or what have you. Him and his wife, and anyway, living in basically a mansion or what have you. And they were still getting like $800 something. Now he's a doctor, professional, for a while. It has a successful office and practice or whatever, and doing what the hospital runs or whatever. And they were still getting like $800 something with food stamps. Still getting it.
All right, so listen, brother. Let me just run this past you right quick, right? So I didn't really have to think about this. It wasn't really a hard decision for me to make. So before I even voice my opinion, my whole thing is when it comes to supporting them, right? So people try to use language, they try to frame it and try to make us feel like that if you don't support them, then when the white man comes a knocking for y'all gonna wish y'all had. Hey, listen, I'm being serious, right? Hey, listen,
I know.
The white man been come knocking for us for 400 plus years. The white man is always going to target us, whether we help y'all or not. The question is not what the white man is going to do. The question is not what white America or the government is going to do. The government is controlled by people who have mind states that have principles that count, that they want to push, that they were raised in. So my point is this. Right. So I want to make sure I'm clear, right? Because I don't want to just be flippant about this. My thing is that what black people suffer, we are going to suffer that no matter what happens.
Exactly.
Right. And it may be true that the same mind state that is supporting or undergirding what you see going on in the government that is pushing this whole ICE thing, that mind state, that mentality is the same mentality that we are used to, right?
Right.
The issue is whether we should be putting ourselves on the front line for them.
I know. And I'm going to tell you that. Right.
Go ahead.
No, because like I said, the same thing. Okay. No, because it's like this. Okay, I'm going to tell you, what's that guy's name? And he's a racist. He has his podcast. But he's applauding Black America for not stepping in it, just sitting back, minding our own business. Due to the fact that he knows how Black people are treated and whatever. He's a hardcore racist, but like I said, he's giving us dap for that, and he's apologizing for anything like what you just said might be happening. How people are criticizing Black people or whatever, white folks, whoever it is that's criticizing. He said they have no business criticizing because that's not your fight. It's not our fight. What are we going to do? I mean, we have nothing to do with this. ICE, we've been around, even though, the hardest race, core racist even knows. Hey, where y'all going to go? Y'all here. They even look at you crazy, like, okay, get all the Black folks that's, native born, generational, man, please, where they look at you crazy. They don't even come and fight for us to stay.
So watch this, bro. Listen, do you remember this? Let's go back to the Korean War and the Vietnam War.
Okay.
When the United States government was in Korea,
okay,
the North Koreans were dropping pamphlets in English saying "Black man, go home." Let's fast forward to the Vietnam conflict because it wasn't a war.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, they were saying "Black man,
war. Black man, this is not your." I had a church member, a deacon, brother in the church, and some other guys. They were like, and he got caught, and they could have killed him. But they was like, "Black man, we know this is not your war." And, they said some other stuff, and they let him go.
Thank you for calling in, bro. What's your name again, Nelson?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Nelson, bro. Have a good night.
All right.
So the question is, hey, call in. The number is 313-929-3382. If you want to chime in on this. Should we be aiding and assisting the illegal immigrants who have been targeted for deportation by ICE? That's the question. Call in, talk to me right now, give me your opinion. It's important to me before I even really give you guys what I think, right? Because I weigh in on this because as a black man, it's a sensitive issue because we do understand that the same people who have the same mentalities that are pushing this ICE thing, they look like and they smell like the people who don't like Black people, period. So it is like an issue that's close to home to us. So it's not about whether or not the ideology and the mind state that undergirds the whole movement to get rid of or the illegal immigrants. That's not the question. The question is, if should we be putting ourselves in the front line, and if so, why? I'm gonna tell you like this. Most of the immigrants, we talking about, first of all, they talking about illegal immigrants, so they're here illegally anyway. So if you're here illegally, then within and of itself, you are breaking the law right now. When Black people have been fighting for our rights, we've had other minorities who didn't see what we saw. And we had some of the other minorities like we have right now. We have a lot of the Hispanics who don't see our struggle as struggle. They see us here and see our condition, and they judge us for not being able to achieve our piece of the American pie. And most of the Hispanics, when they come here with preconceived notions and preconceived ideologies about who Black people are. And those notions and ideologies were shaped by white media propaganda. Call in 313-929-3382 if you want to chime in on this ICE immigration issue and whether Black people should be supporting ICE. My thing is, hey, listen, we told y'all not to vote for this motherfucker. We, for the most part, you had a few outliers, but for the most part, Black people had seen enough of this motherfucker during his first term in office. For all the Black people who didn't think it was what it was, because some niggas don't think fat meat greasy. You know how niggas be. Some niggas got to learn by the belt their ass. In his first term, Donald Trump put belt to ass. He with his actions and his policies, he dispelled any notion of fairness or impartiality or support for Black people. He let them racist motherfuckers run rampant. He did. Hey, listen, Donald Trump during his first term, all he did was spend hundreds of millions of dollars erecting a wall along the southwestern border of this country for the express purpose of keeping illegal immigrants, many of whom were Hispanic, out of the country. That's all he did. So I'm trying to figure out, what did Donald Trump do? What kind of, listen, it needs to be studied. How was Donald Trump, when you look at his first term, he spent hundreds of millions of dollars erecting a wall specifically aimed at keeping Mexicans and South and Central Americans out of the country. What happened between that and then 4 years later when they put him back in office? How was he able to convince Hispanics that he was the man for them? That is one of the biggest political finesses in the history of this country. A political finesse is when you can trick a people into believing that you support them, their policies, their issues. Cleveland is in the building. That's the biggest finesse. He spent his first term erecting a wall along the southwestern border of this country to keep Hispanics out. 4 years later, Hispanics, from the Cubans to Mexicans, voted Donald Trump back in office at record numbers. That's a fact. How was he able to get them to not look at what he was doing during his first term? Right? In order to get them to vote for him, he had to convince them, he had to make, I don't know what kind of magic this nigga was working with, right? He spent his first term erecting a wall along the southwestern border of this country. And his agenda was to stop the migration of illegals into this country. I think that he was able to convince them, the people who were here. So the migrants who were here, the immigrants who were here, they turned against their own just to be able to stay in his country. He convinced them that if you were here, he was going to give you a path to citizenship and allow you to stay here. So the Mexicans and the Cubans and the other Hispanics, they gave up on the people who were not here in exchange for being able to stay here. They abandoned the overall cause of migration because they want to stay here their motherfucking self. And over the loud ass objection of black people, we told y'all don't vote for this motherfucker. No, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump. Look at this shit right here. I'm gonna play this shit for y'all. This some shit right here. This right here, this right here. Here you go right here. Let me play this for y'all. Look at this shit right here. Now, we done told you motherfuckers don't vote for this motherfucker. We told y'all said fuck us.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
Right there. So watch this. That was the same woman who's like, we vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yay, Mr. Trump. So excited. And she said, she acknowledged, she's on the front line. She's speaking at the presidential rally. She said they lied to us and told us that they were not going to touch the documented immigrants. That's how Donald Trump was able to convince the immigrants in this country and the Hispanics in this country who were U.S. citizens, right? He lied to them and told them that he was not going to touch the documented immigrants that were already inside this country. He lied to them. And that is what they rested their hopes and prayers on. He lied to them. You fell for it. Little mama, you got hoed, you got tricked, you got finessed, you got bamboozled, you got finessed 2 times. See, the problem with these motherfucking immigrants, here's the problem with these motherfucking immigrants. Y'all ain't learned, y'all don't know how the white man really is. Y'all don't know that the white man speak with forked tongue. Y'all don't have that experience that the Native American Indians and niggas have. We know you can't trust them white people. We know that you can't trust the white man as far as you can throw his motherfucking ass. But see, what happens is when you have all these immigrants come over here, Arabs, Chaldeans, Hispanics, Asians, they don't really know. They're looking at the white man from TV. They think the white man is all powerful and all knowing. And they have been convinced that the niggas are the dreads of society. And all we do is sell dope, smoke dope, pimp hoe, gang bang, shoot, and make rap music about killing each other. They've been fed that to us. You got some of these immigrants who, where they come from, they ain't got no goddamn Wi-Fi. But they got the message that niggas wasn't shit. So when those immigrants come over here, they already have preconceived notions about how fucked up of people black people are. They don't want to be like us. They want to be like the people who control this shit. So most of the Mexicans that come over here and the Latinos that come over here, they want to be white. They assimilate into whiteness. They don't give a fuck. They love black music, black shit. But they assimilate into white society in a way to where they are being used as pawns on the chessboard against any kind of advancements or any kind of accounting that we're trying to put on the doorstep of white America. They running against us. We told you motherfuckers don't vote for that motherfucker. And what did y'all do? Y'all said, fuck us. We ain't listening to y'all. Y'all niggas lazy. Y'all niggas don't get the piece of the American pie because all you niggas want to do is make babies, smoke dope, rob, steal, kill, and commit crime. Do you hear what I'm saying? And black people who live amongst Hispanics, Latinos, Asians, Africans even. I got a bone to pick with you goddamn Africans too. See, because them Africans, they don't look at us like we are part and parcel of them. The Nigerians, the Ugandans, the Somalians, they don't look at black people like we're their brothers. They look at us like we are no longer connected to them. So the Nigerians is, I don't like no motherfucking Nigerian. Don't like them. When I was in corporate America, right? The worst people, the people who I had the hardest time with was the motherfucking Nigerians, man. I have experience with the motherfucking Nigerians. The Nigerians are the whitest of the white motherfuckers psychologically, bro. Whenever I had an issue, let me give you an example. I used to be the site operations manager over the GM powertrain plant in Toledo, Ohio. True story. I ran the entire 2.5 million square foot facility in and out. I was in charge of it, right? So every month we had what we call a PSRB meeting. And I'm talking too much. Every month we had a PSRB meeting where the heads of each department had to come and sit before the plant management, the upper plant management, and report out about what has been happening in our department over the course of the last 30 days, right? Do you know that there were Nigerian engineers who their job was engineering. Their job didn't even touch my job. Do you know that when I get up to give my PowerPoint presentation, little known fact about Dawgface, I come from upper management, right? Corporate America. Do you know that after I got done, before I could even get done with my presentation, it's like 8, 9, 10, it's like 10 different department heads inside that plant who are all reporting out. Do you know I went fourth because I was fourth in line. Do you know that the white people who were sitting there clapped for me? And they sat back attentively looking at and listening to what I was saying. I could see the Nigerians would sit back looking at me like this. And the people who questioned the accuracy of the things that I was reporting out on were the motherfucking Nigerians. I couldn't even finish my presentation for the motherfucking Nigerians start asking me questions in the attempt to trip me up. But you can't trip me up, nigga, because I know my business, right? They were the ones shooting questions. And I'm saying to myself, bitch, you in engineering. Your job, you in engineering over robotics. Because the GM powertrain plant in Toledo, Ohio, it's a front end, it's a rear-wheel and front-wheel drive GM transmission plant for front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive automobiles. And so it was a prototype plant because it's the first GM plant in the world that had robots as high-lows. So the floor was specially coated with sensors that told the high-lows where to go, what to do, what to pick up, what to put down, and where to take it to, right? So the plant was a prototype. It was GM's pet, right? The Nigerians, you in charge of the robot. I'm in charge of the actual physical building, inside and out, the grounds, inside and out. It wasn't even their motherfucking job to question me about a motherfucking thing. I don't fuck with nan Nigerian. I don't want to hear shit about no motherfucking Africans and being, no, fuck you. Fuck yeah. For you Mexicans, you Cubans, and all that other shit, you voted for this motherfucker Donald Trump over the objection of black people. Watch this.
I will vote for Donald Trump. Let's do it. Latino for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump.
Right there. That's why This shit right here is the reason that black people we watch TV, you know all niggas do watch TV. Niggas smoke weed, watch TV, and drink Hennessy. You know how niggas play it, right? That shit right there, that's why niggas ain't quick to move. Hey, black people. Hey. Go out there fuck with them hunkies if you want to. Carry your ass out there fucking with them white folks if you want to. Did you hear what I said? Hey, black people in America. Hey, niggas. Carry your ass out there fucking with that ice if you want to. Nigga, black people, we don't run to the police. We run away from the police. Fuck is you niggas talking about? What the fuck do we look like putting ourselves on the front line in defense of motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about us and wouldn't support us if they had the opportunity to and haven't supported us in 70 years? We're not living in the civil rights era where we can count on the Julio Cesar Chavez's, where we can count on the Che Guevara's of Cuba. We don't have that no more. There's a disconnect between black people and America's other minorities. Y'all don't give a fuck about us. And when something happens with us, y'all tell us stop crying. Y'all sad with the white man. Y'all sad with the white man when it comes to issues about black and about what's fair and what's not fair with black people. Y'all sad with the white man. Just like during the last election. Y'all sided with the white man over the objections of black people, right? We try to tell y'all, don't believe that. Don't you believe in white people lie? No, they ain't. Y'all just saying that because y'all some lazy ass niggas. No, we're saying that because what we have is we have a 500 plus year history with white people. We can tell when they lying. We can tell when white people are lying. We can tell. Black people, we have an innate ability to be able to detect lies from white people. When y'all was hollering, I will vote for Donald Trump, y'all was hollering that shit, we was telling y'all, hey, hold on now. Don't forget that he was building a wall along the southwestern border of this country from California over to fucking New Mexico in order to keep y'all specifically out. They don't give a fuck if Europeans come here. All the Albanians and all the motherfucking Kosovo ass niggas and Yugoslavian ass, they can come here, all Italians. They don't give a fuck about them coming in here illegally. There are more illegal immigrants from Europe in this country than there are from South and Central America. Did y'all know that? There are more illegal immigrants in this country who are European than there are Hispanics. There are more illegal immigrants, people who have outstayed their visas in this country from Europe than there are from South and Central America. Did y'all know that? You don't see ICE running around. See, this is why I don't agree with the whole ICE thing, right? You don't see, if it's fair, make it fair, Donald Trump. If you keeping it G like that, okay. Why you ain't deporting these motherfucking Italians? Why you ain't deporting these motherfucking Chaldeans? Why you ain't deporting these Armenians, Albanians? Huh? Why aren't you deporting the Irish who overstayed their visas? Why? So that is a conversation that black people that we know about and we have, but it doesn't overshadow the fact that we told you motherfucking Hispanics not to fuck with that cracker. We told y'all. I will vote for Donald Trump. Don't do it. Don't do it. Donald Trump promised us. You think I'm bullshit? Watch this. Hold on. Let me come up. Donald Trump promised you. Look at this bitch right here. Watch this. Watch this. This bitch nuts. Watch this. Hold on.
Vote for Mr. Trump! Yes! Mr. Trump! We love you! We love you! All the way to the White House!
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
He told us that he wasn't going to touch the documented people. That's what he told y'all. Y'all voted for him in record numbers because he promised that he was not going to touch the documented people. Who is the documented people? He ain't talking about niggas. Niggas, we got out. We born. We born. See, this ain't no motherfucker 1854. When she said that the Republican Party lied to us, he lied. Donald lied to us because he promised us, and the Republican Party, I don't want to make it political, bitches is political, bitch. That's, when you say Republican, that's political speak. He told us that they were not going to touch the documented immigrants. They didn't give a fuck about the immigrants who's trying to get into the country. They voted for Donald Trump in a self-serving, self-aggrandizing manner to protect themselves. They didn't give a fuck about what Donald Trump's policies were as it specifically affected black people or nobody else. They were thinking about their motherfucking self. Talk to me. She didn't say, well, hey, the Republican Party and Donald Trump promised us equality and fairness for all. She said that he promised, and the Republican Party, promised us that he was not going to touch the documented Hispanics. She didn't give a fuck about the Hispanics that was trying to come over here, seeking asylum in this country, running away from oppression and tyranny. She didn't give a fuck about that. They only gave a fuck about keeping their own brown asses in this country. He didn't promise you. She didn't say, well, he promised us that they're going to deal with some of the issues that affect all minorities in this country. She didn't say that. She didn't give a fuck. It was only thinking about they motherfucker. And she is a representation of all. She was standing up there. She wasn't just nobody that stepped out the goddamn crowd. She is representing the Hispanic voice. So, over the objections of black people, y'all voted this motherfucker in office. And as soon as he did the same thing to Elon Musk, why in the fuck y'all think him and Elon Musk fell out? He promised Elon Musk support for the electrical grids, support for increasing the production of charging stations across the country so that Elon Musk can manufacture more electric fucking vehicles, Teslas. As soon as he got in office, he said, fuck all that. Start producing the Hemi again. Rip, roar up and down this motherfucker. He was more concerned with protecting Ford, Chrysler, and GM. He didn't give a fuck about Elon Musk. That's why him and Elon Musk fell out. You heard her say, I will vote for Donald Trump over the objections of niggas. We told y'all, don't believe him. Well, they said that they were not going to touch the documented immigrants. There was no push to protect documented immigrants. Because don't forget, when Joe Biden was in office, the House, at least during the second term, during the midterm election, the House and the Senate and the Supreme Court were all Republican controlled. Joe Biden, as inept and as Joe, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. Let's get that straight. The House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court, and the federal judges across the board were all Republican controlled. During his 4-year hiatus from office, you didn't see him pushing the House or the Senate to build protections for the documented immigrants in this country. It was the opposite. So y'all voted for a motherfucker who still had control of the Republican Party, even though he wasn't the president. Y'all voted for this motherfucker over the objections of black people when we're trying to point out to you that the white man speak with forked tongue. You might not want to believe him. Know what they say to us? Man, fuck you niggas. You niggas ain't talking about shit. Oh, really? What's that rap nigga name down there in Cleveland? Oh, really, nigga? Oh, really? This is how it went. Don't trust the white man. He gonna lie. He lying. No, he ain't. You black people, you mojito. What they call black people? Mojito? I don't know. You what they call black people? What's the word they call black people? Whatever they call us. No, Negrito, whatever the fuck they call us, right? We ain't listening to y'all. You ain't listening to us? So y'all, over the objection of black people, this is why I'm not finna go out there and do no motherfucking protesting. One, I got shit to do. I ain't got time to go out there fucking, it's cold outside. I ain't got time to be protesting about some shit that don't got nothing to do with my motherfucking bank book. You Hispanics voted for Donald Trump, from Cubans to Mexicans, in record numbers in the last election. Because he promised y'all, according to that young lady, that he was not going to touch documented immigrants. And when he got in office, on day number 1, he proclaimed that he would, the first thing that he wanted to do was to start deporting immigrants, documented and undocumented. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you got to go. Maete. Is that how you say it? Maete? Is that how you say that? Miate? Maete. That's how you say nigga, or a close derivative of nigga in Spanish. Maete? Is that what it is? Over the objections of black people, over the concerns of black people, Hispanics said, fuck us. We're going to vote for Donald Trump because she just gave it away. She just said he promised us that he wasn't going to touch documented immigrants. When he got into office, the first thing he did was issue a mandate, an executive order to start deporting people who were not U.S. citizens, which means that your documentation didn't mean shit. It wasn't worth the ink that was used to write on the motherfucking paper. So now y'all want black people. Y'all trying to guilt trip black people into supporting y'all and protesting and battling against ICE. Trying to guilt trip us into supporting that shit by saying, well, it can happen to y'all too. Newsflash. The it, as you have it so eloquently stated, the it reference to what could happen to us has been happening to us since we set foot on this motherfucking land. Black people, we know what the white man gonna do. You Hispanics come over here with delusions and y'all rubbing delusion on like lotion. Y'all rubbing it on. The white man told y'all white men were liars. White people are liars. What the fuck is wrong with you? White people speak with forked tongue, nigga. Go ask the Native American Indians right now who are living on reservations, suffering from alcohol and opioid crisis. You can't trust no white man to tell you the truth about nothing. You's a fool. if you think that what a white man says is congruent or equal to or parallel to what the fuck he gonna do. So now y'all want us to stand on the front line with y'all to fight against a system put in place by a motherfucker we told y'all don't fuck with. Let me say that again. So you illegal immigrants, I don't give a fuck what y'all is. Indian, by the way, they ain't putting no Indians out here. They only putting you Latinos, Hispanics about this motherfucker. Because they don't need y'all. Y'all not tech giants. Y'all haven't been, they want the tech motherfuckers over here. The Koreans, the Chinese, the Indians, the Bangladeshi, nigga, the Bengali, they want them. They don't want y'all. Y'all don't add nothing to the projection of where this country is going. They don't want no more gardeners and handymen. They want tech motherfuckers. Niggas know how to code and write code and shit. That's what they want. They want technical people who come from a system of education that allows them to grasp the technical aspect of the things that's going to push this country forward. Hey, my hey, fuck, we ain't gonna say Latino or Hispanic. Hey, illegal immigrant, follow the law. If you know you're not no citizen of the United States of America, turn yourself in. Be deported back to where you come from and follow the law and try and request re-entry into the country the legal way. How'd that sound to you? See, because one thing y'all forgot when y'all was voting for Donald Trump is that niggas ain't, if a nigga do get put out of here, fuck you, nigga. You just dumb. You gotta be the dumbest. How, nigga, you a U.S. citizen, you ain't going nowhere. Well, they trying to scare us. Well, he's trying to change the laws so he can send us back to Africa. Change them, bitch. Change them. Go get changed, bitch. So y'all not finna scare niggas in the supporting this shit y'all got going on. Well, you know, he gonna change the law and deport you niggas. Y'all send y'all back to Africa. Hey, listen. Bitch, you gotta catch us. We Underground Railroad one of the most. See, we know the Underground Railroad. Y'all don't. That's why y'all getting caught. We invented the Underground Railroad. We slaves, nigga. We are the descendants of slaves. Bitch, let's go. We don't give a fuck. But we not finna sacrifice ourselves for you motherfuckers who voted for a motherfucker that we told y'all not to vote for. The immigrants voted, the documented immigrants who had the right to vote, and the ones who are U.S. citizens. You voted for Donald Trump over the express objection of America's number one minority, niggas. Y'all voted for Donald Trump because, like this lady just said, he promised us that he was not going to touch the documented immigrants. Y'all did not give a fuck about what we was telling y'all. Y'all didn't come to America's number one minority and say, hey, how can we have a meeting of the minds? How can we band together with you? Since you all already have a ready-made system in terms of civil rights in place, y'all already know how this goes. Y'all already have politicians in office, right? How about we get behind y'all and make y'all more powerful, right? Let the Hispanics get into office and start acting worse than white people. Have y'all heard about what happened out there at Houston College, Community College? One Hispanic person got in there, and they hired another one. And they hired another one, and then 4 of them. 4 people started to systemically fire black people. And every time they fired a black person out of the Houston Community College, they hired in a Hispanic person, and another one, and another one, and another one. And they start banding together and using their power to fire other black faculty members. That's what the fuck the Hispanics was doing. Hispanics, y'all voted for Donald Trump over the objection of black people. Y'all didn't come to us for our advice. We tried to tell y'all that the white man speak with forked tongue. Y'all didn't want to hear it because y'all was chasing that carrot in front of that horse. The white man that finessed y'all 2 times. And now y'all are calling on us to put ourselves in harm's way for a lawless gang of thugs. ICE, that's a lawless gang. Y'all want us to go out there and battle and argue and wrestle and tussle with these motherfuckers and they shoot the motherfucker down like a dog in the street. We'll pass. We will pass. We ain't. Listen, hey, black people, for all you out there think y'all can go out there, why don't you protest against these gangbangers who ripping and robbing and tearing and killing them niggas in your own neighborhood? Why don't you protest against that? Why don't y'all have the balls, the kahunas, the nuts to protest against all the savagery going on in the black community? You want to protest something? We got plenty of shit for niggas to protest about. Do you hear? My mic on? Is my mic on? My mic off, motherfucker. Hey, black people. Hey, niggas. Hey, America's #1 minority. If y'all want to protest, march, hoop, holler, and get shot down and put yourselves on the front line for something, put yourselves on the front line for things that have an impact directly on the things that we need to become a more productive people. Do you motherfucking hear me? You carry your ass out there fucking with them white people with them guns if you want to. They have blanket immunity. They can shoot your ass down like the dog you is without no fear of consequence. Happy Black History Month. You're motherfucking right. Let me deliver you a Black History message. Now watch this. This is what we got going on here. They want us to protest against ICE, who has been employed by the president of this great nation to capture them and then put them out of this country. Y'all voted for the person who has employed ICE and put ICE on y'all. And y'all want black people who tried to warn y'all about this to ignore the fact that y'all ignored us trying to tell y'all about the white man speaking with fourth tongue. And over our objections, y'all voted in record numbers for Donald Trump. That means you voted for his policies. You ignored the fact that in his first term, he spent hundreds of millions of dollars erecting a wall along the southwestern border of this country, but the express intent to keep y'all out of here, Hispanics. He wasn't trying to keep Europeans. He wasn't trying to keep Italians, Irish, Albanians. He wasn't trying to keep Spanish, Portuguese, French. He wasn't trying to keep Montenegrins out of this country. And like I said before, there are more illegal immigrants who are from Europe in this country than there are Hispanics. But you don't see them running up in Harlem, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Jersey, Philly, Boston. You don't see them running up in white enclaves, capturing illegal immigrants. Do y'all niggas think that illegal immigrants are only Hispanics and Arabs and shit? No. The biggest concentration of illegal immigrants in this country are Europeans who snuck into this country from Europe or who overstayed their visas and who are living here illegally. Do y'all hear me? So the Hispanics want us to jump on the front line with them and put ourselves in harm's way in order to fight against the policies that were enacted by a man that we told them not to vote for. And we pointed out example after example after example for you guys to catch hold to. See, black people, we know something that you other minorities don't know. We have a longevity with white people. We know white people speak with forked tongue, right? All this, I will vote for Donald Trump shit. He promised us. You want to hear it again? Hold on. Let me let y'all hear this again. Watch this. Listen to this.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
A few seconds later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
Did you hear that? He told us during the campaign, the Republican Party, we don't want to make this political. He told us that he was not going to touch the documented immigrants. As soon as he got in office, what did he do? He signed an executive order to start to remove the documented and undocumented immigrants. He promised us that he wasn't going to do that. We supported him. You supported him over the objection of black people who, for the 55th time, you supported a man who all he did during his first term in office, y'all had 4 years to think about what this nigga had did. All he did was spend hundreds of millions of dollars erecting a wall as tall as the fucking sun along the southwestern border of this country with the intent of keeping Hispanics out of this country. He tried to scare the American population by saying, oh, terrorists are sneaking into the country. Russian spies are sneaking into the country. No, he was really trying to keep y'all out. Y'all ignored all that shit. Y'all ignored the warnings. So now Malcolm X said about JFK, when they asked him about his assassination, it's chicken coming home to roost. Chickens coming home to roost means you reap what you sow. You get back what you put out. So for you immigrants who ignored the loud objections of black people, y'all told us that we don't know what the fuck we talking about. Y'all all but told us that we were lazy, shiftless, uneducated, unenthusiastic people who were content with being drug addicts and rappers and athletes and running and jumping and singing and rapping about killing each other and not taking advantage of the American dream shit. Don't you know they ran that play on us? When we came out of slavery, doing the Reconstruction, during the Jim Crow South, during the Civil Rights era, they've been running that play on us when the Tuskegee experiment, when they purposefully, in the CDC, the Department of Disease Control, purposefully injected black people with syphilis and gonorrhea in Alabama and allowed them to have it untreated and allowed them to impregnate their wives so they can study the effects of what syphilis and gonorrhea. Was it syphilis or gonorrhea? I think it was gonorrhea. The impact of what syphilis would do on hundreds and thousands of children. We don't believe nothing the white man say. Neither should you. We've had to suffer the consequences when we were allowed to be tricked by the white man. So it's your syphilis. Thank you, brother. Social juice. Thank you, sister. Valerie Brunson. Thank you. So now y'all want niggas to come fight. I'm going to say it again. Let's make sure we're on the same page here. Hispanics in this country, by and large, not all of them, Hispanics in this country, by and large, they voted for Donald Trump and his administration in record numbers. Over the loud and clear and concise objection of black people who were trying to tell them, hey, don't trust them. They're not to be trusted. The Hispanics said, we're going to roll with the white man. Rolling with the white man comes with a consequence. You got what you voted for. So now people trying to guilt trip niggas into saying, hey, well, you know we're supposed to support them because if we don't support them, then what they're trying to do to them, they're coming for us next. Bring it on, motherfucker. Bring it the fuck on. They've been coming for us for how long? If there's one thing niggas know how to do, is fight. Bring it on, motherfucker. Bring it the fuck on. Don't scare us no good time. What y'all want? Come on, let's go. Black people, if you want to fight and protest for something, fight and protest for the gangs that are killing and slaughtering each other inside of our communities. Vote for that. Protest for that. Excuse me. Protest for that. You want to picket something? Picket what's going on inside your own communities. If you want to picket with something. If you want to picket and protest and chant and hoop and holler. Hoop and holler about the conditions in your own communities. I'm not saying don't aid and assist other people. I'm saying that black people, we need to start to focus on ourselves and take control of ourselves and put our minds on ourselves, right? Because if you help them, it's like the snake. Did you hear the story about the snake in the rowboat guy? You hear that story? You can't pull no snake to your chest and expect to hug on it. Oh, the snake is real quiet. The snake seems nice. The snake is to bite you. That's the snake's nature. The snake will bite that ass. I don't want to see nan nigga out there tussling with no motherfucking ice in the cold. I don't want to see nan nigga out there running around fucking with them white people. Let them white people alone. They ain't looking for us. Right? When they come in the community, they snatch up anybody. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down then, nigga. They snatching us all up. What the fuck is you doing with them? Hey, listen. If you is running around with some Mexicans, they need to pick your bitch ass up. What you mean, Dawgface? You heard what the fuck I said? If you run around with some Mexicans in this atmosphere, that's the same thing as running around with a drug dealer. That's the same thing as running around with a drug dealer who you know the police looking for. If you run around with some Hispanics right now in this country, if you black, or they picked up black people too. What happened? It was 15 Hispanics and it was 2 niggas over there with them. Bye-bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Get the fuck away from them. They ain't looking for you, black man. I'm going to tell you, like the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong said, black man, go home. Black man, go home. Go in your house, watch basketball, bitch ass nigga. The final, the NCAA tournament from the start. That's what the fuck you do. Well, they picking up black people, they sweeping them up in the net. They sweeping you up in the net because you around them. Go sit your bitch ass down somewhere. What you do? Hey, Dawgface, you can't say that. I just said it. If you don't want to be picked up with them motherfucking Mexicans and Hispanics, and them, if you don't want to be picked up with them illegal, them Somalians and all them niggas, Somalians don't like black people. Nigerians don't like niggas. A lot of them got them Cubans down there in Florida, don't like no nigga. The Chicos, that we call them. Chicos don't like them motherfucking niggas. They don't like regular niggas. They don't like Haitian niggas at all. Zoe niggas. They don't like them. If you don't want to get caught up in that motherfucking dragnet, go sit your bitch ass down, smoke your weed, drink your Hennessy, fuck your bitches. That's what you do. What the fuck is y'all doing? Listen, if you run around with some Mexicans, that's the same thing as a nigga getting indicted. And you running around with niggas who getting indicted, who they looking for. That's the same dumb shit. Get the fuck, when you see a Mexican, do like this. Wait, time to go. ICE might be lurking around the corner. Do you hear me? Not all Mexicans subscribe to that shit, Dawgface. Some Mexicans they understand the connection between black and brown, and we don't try to hear that shit. When we do something wrong, the Mexicans, the Hispanics, the Indians, all them other minorities be telling us, y'all should just obey. George Floyd should just comply. Ahmaud Arbery should have just complied. Sandra Bland should have just complied. What's that sister in Dallas? Police shot her up. She should have complied. She should have came. They George Zimmerman fans. Trayvon Martin, he should have just complied. Philando Castilla should have just, in Minnesota, I think Philando should have just complied. Y'all should just follow the law. Okay. We'll say it again. Y'all should just follow the law. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., I'm back. Salute to everybody who can't. Listen, that number, remember that motherfucking number? It's up there. It's up there. My name is Dawgface Calderon. On behalf of Real Life Street Stars, Propane Media, the YouTube streets, I want to sign off. Thank y'all for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, Tomorrow, 8 p.m. I'm back, and we going through the motherfucking roof. We talked about DJ Academics versus Lil Baby. 5-Year Foreign versus 21 Savage. We finna cover hip-hop topics tomorrow. Throw a little politic in there as well, man. I salute y'all. I love y'all. Support your own. Get the fuck away from them motherfucking illegals before they snatch your stupid ass up.